Welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing this now moment with myself and with one another. For those of you who haven't seen these videos before, welcome. Welcome back if you have. My intention is benevolence for all. In alignment, in full 100% alignment with light, unity, consciousness, oneness, love. I was guided to just come outside and sit down and start going. So here I am with you. So let's, I'm setting my intention that this be for whatever is most needed now. I've had so many messages coming through about synchronicity and Mother Earth and the changes that are happening in our body. So I'm going to start on that briefly, energy update, and then I'm going to go into flow. Hopefully my phone doesn't run out of memory. If it does, apologies, and I'll film another video. So I'll do the energy update first, and then maybe my other video I'll do a shorter version of the InFLOW message. The messages that have been coming through for me, not only about myself, but about the collective and what I've been seeing in sessions. Well, a lot of different things, because I work with so many different types of starseeds, light workers. But primarily synchronicity. There's a lot of changes going on within Mother Earth, big changes. And it's all connected. Also, what's going on within our bodies. So when I go into flow, or I call it flow, synchronicity, alignment with the bigger messages coming through with my guidance teams, I get messages about the earth. I get messages about our bodies, about as above, so below. So if something's happening in your life, it's happening in other people's lives as well. And a lot of this is reflective. It's giving us an opportunity to see things are coming up. And for me, I've had some things come up, some memories come up. I've made some beautiful connections with people who were having some experiences that I might have had 3 or 4 years ago. Those are coming up again. And we're being invited to be that compassionate witness and not get sucked into those experiences again, and see them from who we are now, more so than who we were then. So for example, I went through some major activations and awakenings back in 2016, 2015. And I made this awesome connection with another light worker and starseed who went through some similar experiences. And we're able to kind of look at them from a higher dimensional perspective maybe, and what might have been scary back then, because it was, I look at it now like, oh my gosh, that's so cool that I wasn't the only one that was having this experience. Not only that, but I feel so different about that experience now. And I'm leading into something. So what this is sometimes we get in these moments where we feel stuck, or we feel like we're not growing, or we feel like, how come this is happening again? But in reality, we have grown. I used an example in a session the other day with the beautiful light worker about the coil, the 2 coils going in opposite directions that the law of attraction uses. And we're being invited to stop and smell the roses and not be so caught in our own whirlwind of expectations where we think we should be. Because this creates doubt and confusion, and that's on the lower end of the spectrum, than being content with where we are and recognizing that we aren't where we were 3 years ago. We might be going through some things, but they are all temporary. And the more we can come from a place, a space of compassion, and see those things rather than being drawn into them and think that that's who we are, so to speak, the easier it is for us to integrate, transmute, transform, morph, all of the above, those experiences, as well as come into a more aligned place with who we are now. And that was one of the biggest messages that's coming through, if that makes sense for you guys. There's so much more, but I'm just being guided to go into flow. So So here we go. As the seeds of transmutation, transmorphogenation, transmorphogenesis, you guys, I've been writing all morning, so when I write, it's like I'm all over the place. I'm hearing Morpheus, morphing, Genesis. I'm hearing there's freedom within, there's freedom without. Love that song. Is that Crowded House? That came up for me like, what, a year ago? As we realize that we are not who we were, we are the generations that have crossed the boundaries of expectation that prior and future generations may have felt. We are interweaving within a new set of boundaries, so to speak, and they're asking not to get hung up on the word boundaries. We are creating within us new established channeling networks of activations and consistencies. We are bringing forth from our representatives. What I'm seeing is like the star seeds are here as representatives of a higher dimensional understanding and perspective. And you guys watching this, that's where we're at, right? And as we allow our energies to thread through us and connect with one another in the multiple networks and activations that are opening and available for us, I'm seeing portals. As we connect with our own portals, our foretelling, as we pour our hearts out from inner knowing, we align with the broader spectrum of bandwidths, frequencies. We align with more of who we are. And I'm just seeing us all igniting as brothers and sisters. You know who you are. As we light up these frequency bandwidths, we interact in and within New Earth. That's a play on words, guys. We're in New Earth, from New Earth. We act and interact as New Earth. We hold a harmony, a new grid pattern. This is a play on words too. Harmony, money, energy, value system. We create new great expectations as we meet these great expectations. As we further our expectancy. So I'm seeing this as birth. We're in this birthing process. I'm seeing constant cell mitosis. We evaporate, distill, if you wish, with one another. As you wish. I'm seeing the Princess Bride. As you wish. We allow ourselves to rebirth, to marry, so to speak. To create this divine partnership, this divine union, this trans-harmonic universal existence that we bring to the table. And I'm seeing this as a play on words. All of this is a play on words. I'm going to go back and write this up. Like the periodic table of elements. I'm seeing it as indoctrination of writing tablets, stone, rebirth. As we create these harmonics from a balanced perspective of coherence, as we assist in stabilizing, that's the play on words with stable, table, stable, and I'm also seeing this back into reference to rebirth, as in the Christed frequencies, as in like Christmas, as in stables, like the story of Christ being born in the stables. I'm hearing horse in boundless freedom. We have turned the tables. The tables are spinning. Welcome to this new divinity, this new interaction, this new braiding of energies, these new trans-time convergences. We have broken free from the trance-like perspective and perceptions of what we had been indoctrinated in before these new transharmonic frequencies are interacting with one another. So it's a really major play on words, guys. Like they're saying these new transharmonic frequencies are acting. Everything's happening now. So we're rebirthing these, but we are the mother, we are the child, we are the father, reuniting. Reunited and it feels so good. I'm seeing them like rev up a motorcycle. The motorcade. The demarcation, the demotorcation. As we further along this process, we create a new way of being, harmonizing, communicating in a telepathic, teleportal, telling of the portals. Sometimes when I go into flow like this, I see all these things that are difficult to explain on a linear perspective, but I'll do my best. We are creating portals with our energy. We are activating these portals. We are traveling through these portals as these portals. We are interacting with one another through these portals. And in telling a tale, we create a portal. Just like when you were a kid and you read a fairy tale, it transported you, lots of plays on words here, to that time, to that place, to that vision, to that energy, to that vibration. And as we revisit certain portals of our own activations, of our own activating processes, so they're showing me an ocean of these portals. They're showing me that we're stepping through each one very quickly. And that as we step through these remembrances, we are seeing, I see us standing in one portal, looking through a wormhole back at the other portal, and recognizing that that's where we came from. That's where we've already traveled through. So we're not going to choose to go through that again, and instead we're shifting into a different portal. And that portal's doing its own thing, or closing off, or morphing into something else. And they're showing me that this is what's going on with our genes, our genetics. So they're saying genetic mutations are occurring, but this is not a bad thing. It's like a mutable occurrence. Transmutation, transmuting from one spectrum into another, from one interplay dynamic, interweaving. They're just, and this is not just like, so if you're doing this, imagine all the other star seeds and light workers doing this as well. All of these bubbles, portals everywhere. And as we hold these codes that we bring forth to the table, we twist and turn these tables in a, I'm seeing like a DJ putting a spin on the records, the Akashic records of recording, of remembrance, of interaction, of, I'm hearing decadence. So we're putting a new spin on that. In decadence, I'm hearing deck the halls. Again, reference to Christmas, Christ Mass. But it's a mass of Christ consciousness beings stepping up to the round table in collaboration and harmonious communication and interactions, weaving and spinning these new frequencies of delight, of coded harmonics, igniting these neural pathways of remembrance. I'm hearing lots of different things. Having reference to Madonna, not a song that would usually be associated with light, but that's where we can spin this, is what they're sharing, like the DJ spinning it. So it's, what was that song from? Neurotic? She's saying neurotic? Neurotic. But I'm hearing neuronic. And when we hear, it's like multiple, I'm seeing the hands from, again, helping hands from the labyrinth, right? Helping hands. It's like all these multiple hands are everywhere, and we're connecting in a body of interaction, and we're basically assisting each other along by giving each other that handshake, by holding each other's hands, by placing that comforting hand. I'm coming back to the DJ and the record spinning. So as we spin these new records, we spin out the old ways. The old waves, they've run their course. They've run out of room. They've run out of rooms to hide, rooms to go. They got to go. They gone. As these new DJs step up with their golden harmonics, with their frequencies of rainbow bandwidths, we light up. And I've been having reference again to Snow and Snow Patrol, where the guard keepers, like the guard gates, the guard crosswalk, Snow Patrol, light up, light up, light up, light up, as if you had a choice. I'll have to play that song. I'll be right beside you, dear. So pretty. They're asking to take that like multi-dimensional. Louder, louder. So these records are singing to us. We're spinning these new harmonics, these new dynamic frequencies. These new dynamic frequencies abound, unbinding, rewriting. And as we allow these to come into our new essences of being, we create a new revolution. Lots of music today. The Beatles. Say you want, what does that say? You want to start a revolution? Sending out some heart energy. Or sitting within this heart energy that is reverberating, I'm hearing through the grapevine. Through the grapevine of interconnectivity, through interweaving of cellular remembrance, interstellar activity, firing up the new matrices, the new matriarchs. Of compassion. Compassion in action. The wheels are in motion. Spin those records. Unite as dimensional jockeys. DJs, light up your dimensional, multi-dimensional jams. Create the jam sessions. As you spring forward, as you coil, spring, light up the coils. I'm seeing like a Tesla coil of interconnected knowingness, weaving. I'm seeing star seeds like jockeys. First we were spinning these discs. And then I'm seeing him ride Pegasus, like through the stars. It's a fun flow today, huh? As you thread through these energies and pull them from port to port. So picture these portals, and a starseed each has their own portal, but they've got multiple portals that they've created around them. And it's like we're jumping through on these horses. And think of a horse as horsepower, right? Traveling. And we're jumping through, and as we jump, we're pulling these threads and we're weaving them. And we're creating this space. I don't know if I posted this the other day, but I'd seen us all like carrying the earth from these strings of bubbles, and we're like lifting and then moving. So we're sowing, right? We're sowing the seeds of love. We're sowing these, I'm hearing hyperboles. Lots of plays on words here, guys. Interactions. And as we sow these in, what they're showing me is it's like music notes. So like we went back and forth, picture these lines, and you're on a horse, you're spinning discs. Play with me here for a moment. And you're creating a space within to create music. And then you're going back in, we're going back in and weaving in that music within those chords. And those old chords of disharmony are like peeling back and peeling back. And so they're not going anywhere. They seem like they are. They're not, though. And they're reminding me, seeing is not believing, seeming is not believing. What it seems like, the seams are being pulled apart. The seams are inconsistent with the old energies. The seams are incongruent with gross, like the threads were so tangled. Have you ever sewn something or, sorry guys, pause this for a moment. I had to pause that for a moment. How dare that UPS truck drive by our house? Drives, it's like UPS is like you want to get your dog revved up, just drive around UPS truck. I might have to pause it again. Okay, I think that's a signal time to finish up anyways. I lost my train of momentum. Oh, where you have like a big thread and it gets stuck, and like you pull that thread again. I made reference to if you want to destroy my sweater, pull this thread as I walk away. That was in reference to us letting go of these old threads that were holding us back. But what they're showing is it's like this big knot, and it wasn't going anywhere. It just looked like it was going, and so it was distraction. It's like, oh no, I'm going to follow this thread. No, I should go over here. Oh, we were being led by these threads. And what they're showing is once you pull it, you have to untangle it. And so it's being like untangled a little bit from one perspective. And I'm not going out of the flow to explain on a linear level what that means. I'll just let you guys feel into that because it's multidimensional in many different aspects. It's not just one thing that they're referring to. It's not just one, it's just one piece of the reality puzzle. So I'm going to kind of just set this tone.
Esti kikiana aku kuena esti kiana esti ukuana ya aku wahana esti ya dia ni aku kuwahana doste ik aku Diandara ak ur. Diandara ak ur.
Feel the light codes all around you as they interact with you. For all of the streaming consciousness that you are the tendrils of these light codes seeking to link up with more of the light that you seek to carry, or you are the carriers and conduits of this internal, eternal living light. You are the living light codes. You are the living light code source. Duk orstiender ak orstiender ak or. We invite you to balance within these chords, within these accordions, within this new play, this dynamic interplaying. So they're kind of sharing, have fun. They're showing me dance, make music, do yoga, create with ceramics, play with crystals, play with children, get out on the playground, be with your kids, be with your family, do things that makes you feel like you're having fun. Because we're creating this space and we're kind of, well, there's a lot. But it doesn't matter. What matters is what we're bringing into matter, what we're saying and focusing our time and attention on. And while there are things that we do have to focus on, what they're sharing is take that time to have that interaction with your inner child. Because there is this divine feminine masculine marriage going on, and we need the child to balance that out. We need to have fun with it and not take ourselves so seriously. It's okay to be serious and to do things and be activists for a cause from the heart and do things that assist the earth and assist one another. But we're being invited to do it from a playful approach and to have fun doing it. Otherwise, if we're not finding joy in it and it's taking the joy out of it, even if it's something that is, we're dealing with something that is, no matter what it is, bring a sense of reverence and inner child to it. It doesn't mean that if we're working with people who have been abused, we're going to have fun doing that. But we are going to bring forth that inner child to assist them in feeling good about themselves. And that's the joy that they're referring to. We might go to places on the earth that have been very poorly treated, but we are going to connect with the earth in prayer and union and find our joy in that. We might be working with animals that have been abused, and it might be sad, and we might be in that moment. But by playing with that animal and bringing it love and feeding it and caring for it, that's where our joy comes through, and they feel that. It's that partnership that they're speaking of, to find a way to bring joy into what we're doing, even though we may not all be in a joyful circumstance, if that makes sense. Is what they're kind of trying to show. And in doing this, we're rewriting codes. We're rewriting our own music, so to speak. And we then create this beautiful masterpiece of music that others can feel because we're playing it. Music can be felt. It isn't just heard. It's felt with the senses. And it's also creating us as our senses, right? Our extrasensory feelers are coming out in this music that we're playing from our heart. It's an accordance. It's a coherence. I'm going to end on that note. Note, piano key. So much more. I'll be writing a lot. I've been writing a lot. So if you guys haven't seen my Instagram posts, Keep It Simple Starseeds, at Keep It Simple Starseeds, plural. I write just what I'm inspired to write, and I've connected with the beautiful community on there. I will try to post them on YouTube. I haven't opened my Facebook account yet. I'm going to try to do that in the next 3 or 4 days. Maybe today. I don't know. so I can share some writings there. But if you guys are interested, I'm going to encourage you guys. Some of you guys email me. Oh, speaking of which, I have not gotten to all my emails. Apologies on that. I'm a little behind in all of that. So if I haven't emailed you back, it's not because I'm just working on it. I'm going to encourage everybody. Everybody's got something to bring to the table. So if you feel like starting a blog, start a blog. If you feel like journaling, journal. If you feel like painting something, even if you don't feel like you know how to paint, do it anyways. That's sometimes how our guides are trying to get us to access our potential, are trying to get us to get to where we want to be. They're trying to bring that out of us. So I just want to share that with you guys, sidebar. If you're interested in the writings that I do, that's what I put on my carryyvonne.com. So in gratitude, you guys, in love and light. Namaste.